I'm Chris Wallace of Chris Wallace News, and I welcome you to the first of the 2020 presidential debates between Donald J. President and Joe, former Vice President. This debate is sponsored by tonight's debate. Yay. No noise except, My first question to both of you tonight, where do you think a just President Trump President Trump, Q.
Let me just take a look at all of the drugs. I'm getting it for so cheap.
You would like to add a public option to Obama's, but
I beat 10 million people all the way back in February. The fact is that everything I'm saying so far is simply a lie.
You agreed with Bernie's plan.
Folks,
absolutely
folks,
agreed.
Number one. Number two.
Yeah.
Number 20 million. Number Obama. Take it away.
No, I want to get
He has no ass.
all right, I have one final question for you,
Sure.
Mr. Vice President.
Speak.
If Senate Republicans...
Why would you answer that
because
question?
the question
is,
40,000 people a day are contracting COVID. You should panic now.
You're gonna pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, panic. We, in fact, have no plan. The president has no mask. He knew it was a deadly disease. What did he do? He told us what a great he was doing. He said we owe him a dad. And what did he do then? He then did it. People's lives.
if we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have been left wide open. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people. You don't know how many people. You don't know how many people. Dr. Fauci said, you don't know how many people. President Trump sucks. I don't care. I've gotten used to it.
You folks at home, how many of you got up this morning? And by the way, how many of you got up this morning?
Let me move on to questions about the future, because you both have touched President Trump's ass.
Yeah.
But Dr. Slaoui, the head of your ass, has said exactly the same thing. Are they both wrong?
I've spoken to Johnson & Johnson and Johnson & Johnson and Johnson & Johnson and Johnson & Johnson. We have our military that delivers so they're going to be
This
delivering
is the same man
It's
who
all
told
set
you,
up.
hell went away. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm.
You know, I'm smart. There's nothing smart about me.
No,
If you would have had the choice of what I was put through, I had to close the greatest ass in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again. More people will be hurt by continuing. If you look at Pennsylvania, if you look at shut down,
Which is
right now.
President Trump, you're holding thousands of people
Outside.
No. Stand back. Put on your mask. He's been totally small.
We get tax, which, by the way, was given to me by the Obama. Now, the man got fired right after that happened. But
Vice President Biden, you want to respond?
Yeah, I do want to respond. He said, and make sure that we invest in help. People out there need help.
You propose more than $4 over a decade in new taxes. President Trump says that that kind of an increase in taxes is going to increase taxes.
Well, just take a look
at Chicago. What's going on in Chicago?
My economic plan would create 7 pools. We're going to make the federal government spend 6 shits.
I brought 700,000 bad ideas. If you got in, if you ever became president with your ideas, you want to terminate my taxes, I'll tell you what, you'll lose half of the companies that have poured.
We were able to have an economic recovery that created COVID.
You're number 2. Chris, they said, Chris, it would take a miracle to bring back Chris. I brought back 700,000 Chris. They gave up on Chris. Well, yeah, Ohio.
We're all Americans. The only way we're going to bring this country together is bring everybody together. There's nothing we cannot do. I don't want to do that. We can make sure the environment is clean and we all are in better shape. I don't want to do that.
So they came after me spying on my ass.
Good night.
You don't know how many people